Brief PowerPoint. The King's Coffer and the Measure of a Man, Leonard Golightly Marshall. Now this is the King's Coffer view from one end. A diagonal line tells us the height of the king. The interior height of the wall is 34.38 inches, and the width, or the base, the interior, is 26.78 inches. The diagonal in the next slide is calculated by the height squared plus the width squared, and the diagonal is the square root of the sum of those two figures. And it calculates to be 43.57927 inches. We did this on a CAD program. Ignore the millimeters. Everything is in inches. So there's the diagonal. Now if the diagonal is reflected, we have another pyramid. And to get the ratio of the base to the height, we're dividing the base, which is now, because it's a reflection, the previous one was 26.78, so it is twice that, 53.56, to be the width of the base. The height remains the same at 34.38 inches. Divide that by the base, and the ratio is 1.557, that huge number there. Now we know the completed height of the pyramid with the capstone in place is 5813, and that very large number. We also know that the base, one side of the base, so the width of it, is 9131.06 pyramid inches. Applying the same ratio, we multiply 5813 by the ratio 1557 to get 9055.991, and that very large number. So when we subtract that number from the width of the pyramid that we know is 9131.06, it equals Yah's height. 75.07 inches, that is his height as he was a young man, 6'3" He has had 2 discs, he is minus 2 bones, 204 bones when they took out wrong discs, etc. So he stands at 6'2" now. However, as a young man and as Jesus, he was 6'3". So when you subtract his height, 75.07 inches, from the internal length of the King's Coffer, which is 77.97 pyramid inches, he is shorter by 2.9 inches, which is exactly what he was saying he was. If you remember from the videos, he was saying, I'm short by approximately 3 inches. What does it all mean? 7507 from 7502 in Hebrew, bottom, spread along a bed, and that's exactly what he was. Spread out, he climbed into bed when he climbed into the King's Coffer, and spread out along the bottom. His arms laying flat on the walls, he reached the top edge of the corners on either side. His forearm is a royal cubit, and that measures 20.6066 inches. His height in royal cubits is 3.643. That number in the Greek dictionary is to have little regard for, that is to disesteem and despise, which of course he is by the whole world, exactly as he said he would be. Go and read Isaiah 53:3 through to 6 there. It talks about the man of sorrows being rejected and despised, and so he is in his second incarnation. He was having a heart attack, absolutely. It would have killed any other man. He recovered a little lying in the King's Coffer. For the last 2 days he's been lying down recovering. His heart feels very bruised and is still a little pain. He's taking it very easy. Any other man would have killed it. He said it was the agony of the cross all over again, the crushing weight in his chest through to his back. Of course, going up through the ascending passage where it's only 52 inches high, and he being 6'2" having to go the steps that he could before he had to rest under the weight and the pressure on his chest, and any other man he would be dead. However, they've tried many times to kill him before this, and he has completed, he's come full circle, if you like. He has done it all. So the king returned to his coffer, and it is the measure of the man, the Lord Jesus Christ, Brian Leonard Golightly Marshall, the Christ, who has returned just as he promised he would.